All right, let's dive into something pretty ancient today, something full of mystery. The Book of Enoch, chapter 2.
Yeah.
And we're going to take a deep dive into it. It's not exactly, like a light beach read or anything.
Yeah.
But it's packed with these wild visions and warnings that are really going to make you think.
It really throws you right into it right from the start.
Oh, yeah.
Enoch's prophetic visions, it's like a window into a world that's right on the verge of some kind of divine intervention.
Yeah, no kidding. He doesn't waste any time setting that scene either.
No, he doesn't.
He describes this world that's shrouded in darkness. The earth is practically shaking with this divine anger.
Yeah.
And the skies are veiled almost as if something massive is about to happen, like the calm before the cosmic storm.
Definitely intense imagery.
Yeah.
But I think it's more than just a stylistic choice, right? This is Enoch's way of conveying a really powerful divine warning, this cosmic tremor that he describes. It's not just a metaphor. It's meant to shake us to our very core.
And then boom, out of nowhere, this authoritative voice rings out. And it's proclaiming that judgment is coming. Not just for some people, but for everyone. The righteous, the sinners, even those rebellious fallen angels. No one is safe.
And what I think is really fascinating here is that this judgment, it isn't confined to humanity.
Oh, wow.
Enoch paints a picture of this universal judgment that encompasses everything, from the stars and mountains to the very fabric of creation.
Wow.
It's a reckoning on a cosmic scale.
That is heavy stuff. This vision of a world just on edge, shrouded in darkness, waiting for this judgment. It makes you wonder if Enoch was tapping into some sort of primal fear that I think we all kind of share. That feeling that the world is constantly on the brink of some kind of major upheaval.
Absolutely. And I think everybody has those moments in their lives when they feel that sense of unease, like something big is about to shift. And Enoch really takes that feeling and expands it to encompass the entire universe.
So we've got this looming sense of doom, but then Enoch really digs into this contrast between the fates of the righteous and the sinners. And he gets so creative with his imagery here.
He does.
Sinners are compared to wandering stars. They're lost and aimless. But the righteous, they shine bright like the sun, steady and unwavering. It's like he's painting this cosmic morality play right in front of us.
It's a vivid image, and it speaks to something deeper than just a simple good versus evil dichotomy, I think Enoch is highlighting the internal struggle that we all have of choosing the right path in a world that's just teeming with temptation. It's like he's asking, how do you stay on course when everything around you is trying to pull you off track?
And that is such a relatable question. I mean, haven't we all felt a little bit lost at times? Like we're drifting through life without a really clear sense of purpose. Kind of like those wandering stars that Enoch describes.
Exactly. We all face choices that can lead us towards light or towards darkness. And sometimes that path of least resistance, it's the one that takes us further from who we truly want to be.
And as if things weren't intense enough already, Enoch takes us deeper into this vision of final judgment. He describes angels descending from heaven, not with fiery swords or anything like that, but with the power of divine justice. And it's their job to restore balance to a world that's just completely gone astray.
It's not about punishment for punishment's sake, though.
Yeah.
It's about righting those wrongs. It's about making sure that justice prevails. It speaks to this deep-seated human desire for fairness and accountability, It's like deep down, we all crave a world where actions have consequences.
Enoch's language here is so powerful. He describes these armies of heaven preparing for battle, not with physical weapons, but with the sheer force of divine judgment. It's like witnessing a cosmic courtroom drama, and the fate of humanity is hanging in the balance.
And right in the middle of it all, you have these fallen angels. They're facing the consequences of their rebellion against God. And humanity's kind of caught in the crossfire, forced to choose between aligning themselves with righteousness or succumbing to those forces of darkness.
It really makes you think, if we knew that judgment was imminent, would it change how we lived? Would we be more mindful of the choices that we make, knowing that they have consequences that reach far beyond our immediate understanding?
That's the heart of Enoch's message. He's urging us to consider those ripple effects of our actions, not just in some distant afterlife, but here and now. Every decision we make, it shapes our destiny. It contributes to this larger story of humanity.
It's a powerful call to action. It's a reminder that we're not just passive observers in this grand cosmic drama. We have a role to play. We have choices to make.
Yeah.
And those choices matter.
They do. And as we go deeper into chapter 2, it becomes clear that Enoch isn't just trying to weave this scary story about the end of the world.
Right.
There's a much deeper message here woven into all these visions.
Yeah, it's like he's dropping this ancient wisdom bomb on us, urging us to, step up and take responsibility for the choices that we make.
Yeah.
Especially in a world that often feels like it's spinning out of control.
Exactly. In the middle of all this chaos and uncertainty, Enoch's visions, they offer this really powerful reminder that there's this higher standard that we're all accountable to.
Yeah.
It's a call to live with purpose, with integrity, and a commitment to justice.
It's like he's saying, hey, wake up. You're not just here for the ride. You actually have a role to play. You have a choice to make,
Yeah.
You can contribute to the darkness or you can shine a light. What are you going to do?
Absolutely. We're not just passive bystanders in this cosmic drama. We are active participants. And our choices have consequences. And those consequences, they ripple outward. They impact not just ourselves,
Oh, yeah.
but the world around us.
That's a lot of responsibility. But it's also kind of empowering to think that we actually have the ability to shape our own destiny, to choose that path of righteousness, to contribute to something bigger than ourselves.
And that's where I think the relevance for today really hits home. We're facing these global challenges that demand moral courage, ethical decision-making, and a commitment to justice.
I mean, think about it. Climate change, social injustice, political corruption. These are like the modern day versions of the darkness that Enoch is describing.
Right.
And just like in his vision, we have a choice. Do we wander aimlessly? Do we contribute to the chaos? Or do we become a source of light, guiding ourselves and others towards a better future?
It's a powerful analogy, and it challenges us to really look inward,
Yeah.
to examine our own values and actions.
Yeah.
Are we living in alignment with those principles of justice, of truth, of integrity? Are we using our voices and actions to actually make a positive difference in the world?
Those are questions we all need to grapple with.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind and lose sight of that bigger picture. The Enoch's vision, it reminds us that our choices have consequences.
Yes.
They echo through time. They shape not only our own individual destinies, but also the collective fate of humanity.
It's a call to become more conscious, to live with intention, to live with purpose. And it's a reminder that even when we're faced with these really overwhelming challenges, we always have the power to choose hope over despair.
Yeah.
To choose love over hate, and to actively participate in creating a world that reflects our highest values.
So what does all of this mean for us in the 21st century? How do we take these ancient teachings and apply them to our modern lives?
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it? And I think the answer lies in recognizing that this battle between good and evil, it's not just some abstract theological concept.
Right.
It's playing out right now in our everyday lives.
It's in the choices that we make,
Yeah.
the words that we speak, the actions that we take. Every day we have countless opportunities to either contribute to the darkness or to be a force for good. It's about recognizing those opportunities and then choosing wisely.
It's about standing up for what's right, even when it's difficult. It's about speaking truth to power, even when our voices tremble. And it's about showing compassion and kindness, even to those who might seem undeserving.
It's about being the change that we want to see in the world.
Right, exactly. And while it might seem like our individual actions, they're insignificant in the grand scheme of things, remember that even the smallest act of kindness can have a ripple effect that goes far beyond our immediate perception.
Like a butterfly effect.
Precisely.
One small action can set off this chain of events that leads to something so much bigger.
So as we navigate all these complexities of modern life, let's remember the lessons from Enoch's vision. Let's strive to be beacons of light, radiating kindness, compassion, and justice into a world that so desperately needs it.
It's definitely a challenge. But it's also this incredible opportunity to make a real difference. And who knows, maybe by choosing that path of righteousness, we can help tip the scales towards a brighter future, not just for ourselves, but for all of humanity.
That's a really powerful thought. And as we begin to wrap up our deep dive into chapter 2 of the Book of Enoch, I want to leave you with one final reflection.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Enoch describes a world that's shrouded in darkness, but he also reminds us that each of us has the power to ignite a spark of light. So let's choose to be those sparks, those beacons of hope, illuminating the path towards a more just and compassionate world.
Beautifully said. That's the essence of Enoch's message, isn't it?
It's a call to action. It's an invitation to rise above that darkness and embrace our role as agents of light.
We've been on quite the journey,
Yeah.
exploring chapter 2 of the Book of Enoch.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to me how much this ancient text still speaks to us today, you know?
It really does. It feels like Enoch was tapping into something timeless about the human experience.
Yeah.
The darkness that he describes, the moral struggles, the yearning for justice.
Yeah.
It all resonates so much with the challenges that we face even in the 21st century.
It's like he's holding up this ancient mirror and it's reflecting back our own anxieties and aspirations.
Yeah.
It's unsettling and inspiring at the same time.
Yeah, and that's what makes this chapter so valuable, I think. It's not just an apocalyptic tale. It's a guide for navigating the complexities of life. It's a call to wake up,
Right.
to become more aware of the choices that we make and the impact that they have.
Enoch seems to be saying, hey, you're not a passive observer in this grand cosmic drama.
Yeah.
You have a role to play. You have a responsibility to contribute to the light, even when you're surrounded by darkness.
Exactly. And what I think is so beautiful about it is he doesn't lay down this rigid set of rules.
Right.
Instead, he offers us a framework for ethical decision-making, a guide for living with integrity and purpose.
It's about understanding that our choices have consequences, not just for ourselves, but for the world around us.
Right.
It's about recognizing that we're all interconnected and that our actions, no matter how small they seem, create these ripples that extend far beyond our immediate sphere of influence.
It's about embracing the power that we have to shape our own destiny, both individually and collectively. It's about choosing light over darkness, hope over despair, and love over hate.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Chapter 2 of the Book of Enoch, what's the key takeaway that you hope our listeners will walk away with?
You know, I think the most important thing to remember is this. We are not passive bystanders in the story of creation. We are active participants. We are co-creators of our reality, and that comes with a really profound responsibility. To choose wisely, to act with compassion and integrity, and to strive to leave the world a little bit brighter than we found it.
That's a beautiful sentiment. And on that note, I want to thank all of you for joining us on this journey into the depths of ancient wisdom. We hope you found it as thought-provoking and inspiring as we did.
And remember, the exploration doesn't end here. Keep seeking, keep questioning, keep diving deep into the mysteries that spark your curiosity. You never know what treasures you might unearth along the way.
Until next time, keep those minds curious and those hearts open. Thanks for listening.